Welcome to the current podcast. This is Sports Wave Monday. I'm Byron. We have Mauricio in the building.
What's good?
We got Manny in the building.
Hey.
And we got Enzo in the building.
Yes, sir. It's
all
good. It's good
back.
to have Byron back this week. Last week he wasn't feeling that well. You know what I mean? But that's kind of the common trend right now in the world.
It's the new norm.
It's the new norm
Again.
You know, but
But he didn't have the vid, bro.
no, he didn't.
He did.
The good thing is
we gotta
that-
clarify that.
The good thing is that we're all
He
back
He
here
had the same symptoms I did.
for another week of
Just didn't get tested.
sports
back.
way.
Did you get tested, bro? Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
Okay, so we played the fifth.
I plead the
but
fifth.
I would say, I mean, same symptoms. It's the same shit, bro. Everybody
Yeah,
got
it was
everybody's
horrible.
Everybody's hopping on Omarion's. I mean, never mind.
Everybody got an icebox where their heart used to be.
Yeah. It's a pain in my chest and I can't breathe. Omarion. You know what's funny though? The NBA that's kind of died off. I feel like as of late, I've just seen
The protocols?
I've just seen coaches go down. I haven't seen like players again.
Players.
But
Alright. All right, Maury, start us up with some waves.
Yeah. So far, we're gonna have to start off with this. UFC's returning this week with Calvin Keator. I need to see exactly who's gonna fight. But the point I'm bringing up first of all is we're gonna have the next pay-per-view after that is UFC 270.
January 22nd, correct?
Yes, sir. With Francis Ngannou fighting against Ciryl Gane. But the point of the whole controversy that's going on right now is that supposedly this is his last fight on his contract or something like that, and that he's gonna be a free agent after this. And he's trying to work out a deal with the UFC, but he wants to include boxing. And with that being said, him and Tyson Fury have kind of been hinting
Teasing,
at it.
right?
Yeah, like, we're going to make it a MMA
There
fight.
was a few tweets this week, right, if I'm not mistaken?
So Tyson was saying we can make it an MMA fight. Or no, Ngannou was like, let's make it an MMA fight with boxing gloves. And then Fury was like, nah, let's make it just boxing. Let's make it a boxing fight with UFC gloves, something like that. But what would you guys think about that?
Fury takes him out, bro.
Takes him out?
The stamina that guy has, bro.
I think.
I mean, if
I
Ngannou
think
lands
Ngannou
one,
has showed a lot in his Stipe fight that
yeah.
I think he got stamina, and he has a speed. And
But
to
it's
me, he's
the
more
UFC's
accurate
the
than-
UFC stamina is not the same like boxing though.
But I mean, he got power. I think he has more tremendous power than
Oh no,
than
that for
Tyson,
sure.
you know,
That
Deontay
I agree with
Wilder.
you. That's why I said if he gets a good one in, like it would shock up Fury definitely.
I
But
don't
like in
know.
the sense of like lasting in the fight, like Fury gets that.
Yeah, if we're going 12 rounds, it would be different.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I would still say that I don't think Francis Ngannou would take it to 12 rounds though.
Yeah,
But Fury
looking to
would.
do that.
He would try. He would attempt to.
Yeah.
This is a younger fighter,
Bro, for sure.
so younger fighter.
Definitely
somebody-
more power,
some-
as we agreed.
Somebody that's on the upcline and Tyson's on the decline. He's still a great fighter. That doesn't diminish his greatness, but he's definitely on his decline. This is his second run. He was already on top after he beat Vladimir Klitschko. Then he went away for 4 or 5 years because he got fat, 300 pounds, right? Then he came back.
Yeah.
So this is his second run. A guy like Ngannou, the only thing that I would say is I can see the powers that be telling Francis Ngannou to take the fall so he can get a major cash out because he's complaining about the UFC not paying him.
Bro, did you see I think I sent it to the chat or I just sent it to Maury, I don't remember.
That 50%.
No, where he has the belt in his mom's kitchen and he just has it on a table like nothing while he's actually doing manual labor with his mom.
Really?
Yeah, he put that on IG.
Oh no.
You just
Like-
saying, yeah, we have a new
But
new
like
ornament.
like the media went crazy on that picture because they were saying how like
In Africa, he's doing hard labor.
yeah.
I mean, in that picture, he was just sitting with his mom there.
Yeah, no, but he's been doing a bunch of he's been doing a lot of pics where he's been doing labor, bro.
But I mean, that's.
But the whole point is
I
that
also seen Francis Ngannou go to the same spot we went
See,
to
look,
race
look.
cars.
look, you see
This is
that?
the one he's talking about, but I don't see him.
How
doing
he's
that
just
one.
but he's
I
doing
thought
work.
Labor here.
I feel like that is him going back.
And
to
all the hard labor I
motherland.
see him doing right now is
Nah,
practice
and
fight.
there's another one where he's shoveling.
Yeah, but
There you go.
to me that's not.
But that's the whole thing. It's like UFC
It
don't
says
pay
flashback
like that.
though.
yeah,
237. This is a while ago.
It's a lot old. And my
Yeah.
thing is about
I've seen
him,
these videos, but this is a while back.
Yeah, my thing about him, he's always gonna go back home to give back. You
well,
know,
yeah,
and
right now-
inspire. He went when he won the championship. He went back home.
He built a gym out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
He went
So
all,
I think when he's going back right now, his thing is to push that more out there as well.
right.
I mean, him, Usman, Adesanya have all said they want a UFC in Africa, which would be huge.
I paid about $600-$500 to race a Ferrari, and I seen him at the same spot. So it's my boy is he's not wealthy, but he's not broke.
No, I'm not saying he's not broke, but his whole argument is he's
I
not
think-
winning enough.
I think
think-
what he's saying is he's a UFC heavyweight champion. He should be getting paid millions, but it's just
it's true though. At the same time, like
no, because I would defer in the sense that you don't have the star power, the
Not yet.
magnetism.
my
Yeah,
guy
but
has
he
3.3
hasn't-
million
hasn't
followers,
defended-
bro.
How many?
3.3 million followers.
Yeah, how
That's
many
a
does
lot
Conor
for
have?
bro. That's different though. I'm talking about
What do you mean? But that's why you get the big bucks.
Well, we
But
can
also,
compare anybody
to
to
add
Conor,
something
but
to the
still,
point,
Conor's gotten to another level.
he
But still,
hasn't
to have
defended the belt enough.
3.3 million
He
followers.
recently became a champion.
Yeah, right.
He hasn't defended the belt enough. If he's able to fend off Sudogan, right,
This
Yeah.
is somebody
then he
that,
gets more credibility to have that more type of money.
like his English is just getting better, right? I think that to be marketable in the UFC, which is an American company, you have to have everything well rounded. And I feel like that's why Conor hit, because he was so like he can talk in English, you can understand them, but even his Ireland accent, his Irish accent made it more appealing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you guys say, there's always a Brazilian that's done so well in the UFC, right?
But you always need a translator.
Always. I mean, the
Always.
last one that didn't was Anderson Silva, and I think Leo Machado still needed a translator for sure.
Yeah, most of them always need a
Aldo
translator.
needs, but I feel like 3.5 million followers. I think we got to look at when those went up, because I for sure think it went up once he became champion, once he went back home, and then everybody in Africa that's, like, because that's a whole continent that's rooting for you, for sure. And then we got at least 1 million, maybe 600,000 UFC fans in the States that have him as like they follow him. But I don't understand why the UFC. I read this thing today where they said
Also, too, it's like, what are the businesses that are willing to have him so
It
that he
said
can promote things
the
outside?
The
you know,
UFC reportedly took 50% of Conor McGregor's purse to face Floyd Mayweather. Ngannou can't accept that deal. Mayweather's guaranteed disclosed paycheck was $100 million, and McGregor's guaranteed disclosed paycheck was $30 million. However, the purse for two of the fighters was expected to be substantially higher for each, with Mayweather reportedly earning $280 million for the fight and McGregor earning $130 million. So even the UFC reportedly took a cut of
Yeah.
Conor McGregor,
because they're the promotion.
But
I
feel
mean,
like-
as the
I feel-
promotion,
I don't
yeah,
think,
they're gonna
I don't
take
think it was
something.
that they were the promotion, because remember, Conor.
Yeah, they are. They're the one promoting McGregor in that.
They were, but Conor opened his promotion after that. Remember?
But that's after. This is you're talking
No,
prior.
no,
during. It
no,
was
no,
like
no.
a hand in hand thing.
It is for sure. I think that's all part of the way that the
And
contract
that
was built
exactly,
out. But
like,
the UFC still has Conor under contract, so it's like they still gonna have to get a piece of that. So
And that's
all
why-
that
that's
goes
why-
hand in hand.
That's why there's a difference in that negotiation with Conor, right? I assume,
Mhm.
and I would assume that the ball is in Francis Ngannou's court, because he's on his last fight. He's a UFC heavyweight champion.
Like I said, he has to.
Nah,
he has
and
to win
if he
this.
wins, it also gives him the argument
the
that he can
leverage.
the leverage for him to do this.
That's
And
what
I
I'm saying.
think
The ball's in his court.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great for the UFC though too. If you
But-
could have a UFC heavyweight going into boxing and then do some damage there and possibly knock out Tyson Fury, that'd be crazy.
I don't know, man. I feel like he'd have to do it inside the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, he'd have to do it very quick.
Yeah.
He can't be waiting around, because like I said, Fury can last into those late rounds, and he's gonna want to take it there.
Yeah.
He's gonna want to break you down piece by piece.
And to be honest, his opponent in this next fight is going to be the same way. Ciryl is a very patient fighter. He's not going to want to engage with him as much as I'm pretty sure. So, he needs to get
he's
past
gonna
this
keep his
opponent first.
distance. He doesn't want to get knocked out.
Yeah. No, Ciryl the type of fighter that's going to pick him apart. And
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's gonna be going in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep his distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna like try to be up all in his face either.
No, it wouldn't be a good night for him if he does that.
That's why he's not trying to get knocked out.
Yeah. So this weekend coming up, we have Calvin Keator versus Gigacatsy. And this fight is interesting just because we just had something. We just had something come up on the they had confirmed Volkanovski versus Holloway 3,
And you got injured.
and he got injured. So that's
You guys know what injury it was?
I think it's like a lingering
down-
foot
No,
injury.
they
Oh,
said
yeah.
that he re-aggravated an old injury.
Yeah.
Oh, so it might be the foot again.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why he had to get
Then
out of it.
Henry Cejudo was like, "Hey man, triple C, bend the knee." come here."
Exactly. Which would that would have been interesting against
Yeah.
Volkanovski, man.
I think
I think it might still happen.
Zombie though.
Nah, Zombie threw out a tweet out there, and then Volkanovski was like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
That's an easy win.
That's
for him.
Exactly.
I think that's
And that's why Yair was like, "Oh, I thought you were like a real champion. You're a coward. I was next in line."
Who Yair Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Next in line.
well,
for
he
who?
just lost though.
That's what he tweeted out.
He lost to who?
Holloway,
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, he can't know. Who else is in that line?
It's a very harsh line because a lot of people have lost. The only real person was to fight was Holloway. You can
But
make
he's
the
lost.
argument that no,
think they should run it back with Brian Ortega.
he's one. I would honestly I would say that as well. Run it
Because
back with Ortega.
Ortega almost had him,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they
Twice.
went and he didn't finish him.
and he
Yep.
didn't finish him. He
And-
went the
and-
distance too.
Yeah, and when it comes to Holloway, he has won his last 2 fights against Calvin Keator and Yair Rodriguez.
And
So as far as that, when it comes to that, he was the next in line. Now Calvin Keator versus Gigacatsy, if one of these guys get finished quickly in the first round, they can be put into the title
Kevin
contention.
Keator got his ass beat by Max Holloway, bro. That's not gonna happen,
Yeah, I think it can though.
bro. He gonna get pieced up by
Yep.
Alex.
Calvin, I'm saying if
Yeah.
one of these guys win, I'm not saying Calvin's gonna win. I think Giga is on a win streak right now. See, he's the up and coming
but I
right
feel
now.
like Calvin Keator is the gatekeeper of the fight.
You
of
can
the
say
top
that.
five.
You can say that, but if he wins this fight, he can.
'Cause he's a
they can
hell
easily
of a fighter too, bro.
Let me check this out. They can if he wins this fight, he can easily slip into that. The example I can give you right now is when Peter Yan fought what's his name? Corey Sandhagen. Corey had just lost to TJ Dillashaw, but since TJ Dillashaw was out with an injury,
No, he was out because of steroids.
no, bro, he's already came back from
TJ
that.
Dillashaw, it was
Bro,
2
you're
years.
already
so way behind. He's talking about the
you're
recent
way
one.
behind, bro.
He's talking about the recent fight.
TJ Dillashaw fought against TJ Dillashaw fought up against Corey Sandhagen, beat him. He got injured after that fight. If he would have probably been the one to fill in for Aljamain Sterling, but since he was injured, Corey Sandhagen fought, even though he lost to TJ Dillashaw. So I think if Calvin Keator wins this fight, he can basically get the same kind of treatment where it's like, these people are injured, you just won. Maybe he has enough time to prepare. Like I said, if this fight doesn't go to 5 rounds, how it's
You don't have all
scheduled
the
for,
answers, Sway.
it's all about perspective, bro. And I think that's where it's at. But Gigacatsy is coming off of that's his name, Giga.
That's how it sounds like you're saying
Yeah,
it, bro.
Giga. When you say it fast,
Exactly.
freaking Quagmire. Yeah, he's coming off of I want to say in 2021. He finished Edson Barboza, beat Cub Swanson. All right, so those you can say 2 of the gatekeepers in the featherweight right there. So he's gotten past them. These guys undefeated so far in the UFC actually. So he beats Calvin Keator. He can easily step in to fight Volkanovski.
Nah.
Yep.
They won't give him a row.
Because he's undefeated.
He's
That's what
undefeated,
you're-
bro.
That's the argument.
And he's
Oh,
gone
man, I
already.
still
This
don't think
would
they'll
be
give
his
it to him.
third. This would be his third gatekeeper
What, they
fight
give it to him
because
to
he knocked out Edson Barboza. He knocked out Cub Swanson, which are two
probably, they probably
featherweights.
give him another test like Zombie or fucking
Nah.
Yair Rodriguez.
At this point, they need a challenger for title, bro.
Nah, I think the logical thing would be to put Brian. Run it
He
back.
just
that
lost,
was such
nah,
a great
bro.
fight.
But he lost.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but that's
doesn't-
just
it
a
wa-
short turnaround time.
It doesn't mean that they
Brian's
can't,
still
they can't-
recovering.
They can't do it, bro. He's in Mexico with old girl. They chilling, recovering. You seen his Instagram?
He's still recovering.
They fighting. They out there practicing
It,
already.
it all depends on what happens this weekend. Featherweight rankings. Gigacatsy number 8 going up against number 5.
Which is the top 5.
He beats Calvin Keator, and he makes it look easy too. He doesn't. You know, I think he can easily go for that. But if
or
not,
they'll even give him Brian Ortega. And wait for somebody like Max Holloway to heal up to give him that fight.
I think the fact that he's
Because remember, this fool only fought once last year, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
doubt him fighting once this year again too.
but again, bro, all these other people we're talking about, have lost. Gigacatsy beats Calvin Keator undefeated, remains undefeated, and then he
Your
would
brother
be
has a decent
he'd
argument.
be the
on it.
clear number one in my
I'm
opinion
not
to go
saying he
after,
doesn't.
especially
I'm just
with
saying that this fool's only
with the
last
fact
year
that
he only fought once, so I can see him doing it again and then not fighting a higher caliber guy just to keep the belt. Cause like
I'd rather see him fight Giga instead of
I'd rather see him fight Brian Ortega again.
I'd rather see him fight Giga if it's between
We'll see what
Gigacatsy and the
I
Korean
wouldn't say-
Zombie.
I
I'd
wouldn't
rather see
I
the
wouldn't
Gigacatsy
say
because
him-
he's a
I wouldn't
undefeated
say
fighter.
that yet because
We don't
still
know.
haven't
what's
even
gonna,
seen him fight Qatar or
yeah,
Keator.
Keator.
Yeah.
So
We'll see what happens this
hold
weekend.
Your horses, exactly
Yeah.
like you said earlier. We'll see this.
Well, this is
weekend.
my prediction that
And
that
then-
Giga's gonna win and he's gonna most likely be the next one to fight for that champion. And the interesting thing about this too is that when he was scheduled to fight Max Holloway, I think it's the same month, or is it not? It's in March, huh? There was supposed to be another title fight that day, but I think that was Israel Adesanya. He's fighting in February actually, so they need to save that event somehow. And I think that'll be the logical way of doing it. Mobile sports betting in New York. What you guys think about this, and when is it gonna come to New York?
Are they're making it legal? Is what you're saying?
It is illegal. It's officially legal in New York.
Oh, so it passed. Like
Yeah.
the governor passed it and everything.
Yeah, gambling interests had been actively lobbying New York to permit sports gambling and eventually
This is
mobile
the-
betting ever since the U.S. Supreme Court struck down a
This is
federal
what's
ban in 2018.
So ironic. 30 years ago, they were going after John Gotti and the mafias.
Yeah,
over this.
for sports betting.
and then
Yeah.
now look, it's legal.
Yeah.
So
New York allowed
does that
this-
mean that all these loan shark dealers and all these fucking gamblers?
Yeah, they take
setups,
business away from them.
No, are they gonna be let out of jail?
Nah. In April, Cuomo and lawmakers tucked the mobile betting provision in the state's $212 billion spending plan. So the state is gonna implement a 51% tax gross on revenues by mobile sports betting operators. So, damn man, that's New York for you. And in a state where you have hockey, basketball, soccer, football, the UFC goes there now, boxing,
Everything.
bro. It's this, that's still technically the sports capital of the world, right?
Watching,
Technically, right?
I was watching the mafia. These two guys, Pat Bet David was interviewing Sammy the Bull and Michael Francis, and they were saying in New York, in the 80s and the 80s and 70s, 80s and early 90s, the crowd in New York at a fight, at a boxing game, at a baseball game was not rooting for the score. They were rooting for the spread, which is the same thing, but not even for the team. They were rooting for the spread of the score,
Yeah.
you know, to see how. And then now it's like how do the guy asked him, how do you guys feel that all this stuff that you guys were doing back then?
Illegally now is legal.
It's just ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you sent that video. I checked that out. It does suck.
All right,
Really does
next.
suck. So COVID is still an ongoing trend in everyone's lives.
Tennis player, huh?
Yeah, it's Novak, arguably the number one tennis player in the world, got deported from Australia because he wasn't vaccinated, and essentially his medical exemption wasn't being honored anymore, and they deported him. And then his dad chimed in and said he was comparing it to the crucifixion of Christ. And Manny, I want to know what you think.
That's a man's opinion.
I mean, nah. You gotta go, because the one time I used, Bill Cosby as a reference, you guys crucified me. So let me hear this. Let me hear your opinion on this, buddy.
That's a man's opinion.
Let me hear your opinion.
I plead the fifth.
What's the? Come on, co-host. It's the whole point of you being on the podcast. So give your opinion.
Oh,
you don't
damn.
want to get attacked on Instagram tomorrow, right?
Damn.
You don't want to be
like
called
that,
biased.
like that. Damn.
You don't wanna be
Alright,
called
should walk
biased?
out. Should I walk out?
No, I'm saying you don't want to be called biased like by that chick.
Nah, it's just.
Shout out to her for watching. Just the clips, not the whole video though.
I like honestly when I think about it, I'm like, yes, you can have comparisons, but I don't. It's not. He's not being crucified, bro. He would be if he was being crucified. Like, I get the analogy that he's being cast out for whatever he believes in, but in reality, bro, like, they're not killing the guy. They're not putting the guy in jail. They're not like torturing him.
Well, they're definitely hurting his pocket.
Yeah, they're hurting his pocket, but
you
that's
can't play in a tennis open over there.
yeah, that's hurting your pocket. You're still living. It's fine.
I mean, it's legacy. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but I don't see it as a crucifixion.
I mean, only way I would say I could see the comparison.
No,
is
I get
because
the analogy.
the like when you in those days, like I feel like
You're shutting up the message.
Well, that but
Yeah.
it's like we
Any
forget
message that
we
opposes the
we
message
forget
of the
that anybody back then in those days, that was a form of punishment. Jesus was just the most popular guy to ever get.
no,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
Yeah, bro, they used to put
First
people
of
on
all,
sticks.
Jesus made some claims that only the emperor of Rome can make.
No, that's what I'm saying. He was the most popular. That's why he got put in that. But that form of crucifixion was other people prior to Jesus had been killed that way. Have been put
Yeah,
to
it's not
It's
crucifix. Like
not that, and that's
it's
what
not. It wasn't special to just
exactly
Jesus.
right.
Yeah, no,
but
I
now
agree
that
with you on that.
it's like since he was the most popular figure to get that treatment, now it's been like this thing that like, oh, it's almost like
Because
it's
even
blasphemous to say somebody getting
the apostle Peter was crucified.
yeah, later down the line, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like this is just that was a form of punishment. So what I feel Novak meant with that is that it's just his form of punishment.
Well, his dad said that. Just
Well, yeah, and his dad is an older dude, so that's why he said it like that. You know.
yeah, and another person that was kind of getting patronized, just changing lanes on this is Antonio Brown after what he did last week, and everybody was coming after him, calling him crazy. By the way, we were reacting to all this news, and someone on Instagram kind of tried to call us out for it. I'm like, yo, first of all, we're just reacting on things. And we are entitled to our opinion as well. But we got to hear.
I don't remember sharing my opinion.
Exactly. That's why I'm just like, mostly we were just reacting to what's being said.
I feel like now I want to share my opinion because I heard Antonio Brown speak on the Nelk
for himself.
interview, so.
Yeah, he was on a Full Send podcast, and there was a
He's
lot of
been on another one too.
there's a lot of things that he said here. One of the things that I really took out, first of all, I want to speak on was the CTE talk. Was when they were asking him about the CTE, and then how he pointed out that to be diagnosed with CTE or whatnot, you have to be dead because everybody who's had CTE was dead. And I think that was a very
Well, this is the
viable.
other
Well,
thing
any
about
verified case,
This
basically.
is the only thing about it too is that everybody prior to dying of CTE had shown symptoms or attributes of CTE, and that's why people now say, "Oh, he has CTE." So that's why he had to further break down the context of what really it is having it, or how do you find out you have it, which is you only find out or could definitely know once he's
Yeah,
dead.
you can
and
only be diagnosed.
but
Once you're dead.
there's pre-diagnosis that psychologists, that therapists, that all them they would kind of just look at similarities of
Behavior,
behavior similarities
Of like what that person
guy
did,
did,
leading up to that.
how impulsive he was
Yeah.
acting, how reactionary all this type of stuff that
Have you guys seen this hit, by the way?
Yeah, they said that's the hit that
the one.
changed them.
And that's the one that they brought up that in the interview.
Yeah, that hit changed the
I mean, he gets hit nasty with it.
that
They changed the rule after that.
helmet to helmet contact.
The rule I think was already made. That's why the guy got flagged and suspended.
Yeah, helmet to
But
helmet.
you know what's
contact.
interesting? So we're at the shop watching this, and
Boom.
we're at the shop watching this, and I have a football player that walks in, and homeboy, I'm not gonna say his name, but homeboy said that he feels that he has it, and that he hasn't been the same ever since that hit, and that he met him before, and that he used to be different, and that he feels that now it's like we the analogy that I use that
Like a personality change is what they're saying.
in the sense kind of like this is the analogy I used when he told me this, because he told me that after the hit it was like he came back and was more boisterous and more out there, right? It's kind of like the Kanye West effect. He had a car accident, and then you get a second chance of life, and then you just say, fuck it, I'm gonna just say anything and do anything and just go off. Like I don't care anymore because I have a second chance of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then that hit was that like he could have ended his career.
Oh no,
bro.
he could have snapped his neck.
But then he also said something very important where he was like, when we sign up for this, we know what we're signing up for.
Yeah.
And he talked about how the NFL needs to set up something to help people out after their career in a mental aspect. And he says that he has the right people around him. And Yeah, and I think that's a valid point to bring up in that sense that like, yeah, and you know, and he was saying like not everybody's Antonio Brown. There's you could say some arrogance to it, but he even breaks that down. He's like, you know, when you get that to that level of confidence, that's why he was able to be like, you know, the coach is gonna tell me to get the fuck out, that he's gonna dip and whatnot. And it's like I kind of get that at some point too. You know, he explained also the messages that he sent to Bruce Arians about how his ankle wasn't 100% and all that, and I saw somewhere as well where like he was a certain amount of catches away from receiving a bunch of incentive bonuses, and all these bonuses would have totaled up to about $1 million. Each one were worth $333K, but there was 3 of them. One of them was for receiving yards, one of them was for a touchdown, and I forget what the third one was for. And they're saying that the reason why they didn't want to put him in the game at the beginning so that they could keep him from paying him that money. And all these things. So there's a lot of things that are going into it as to why Bruce Arians why things were handled the way they were. And then he also talks about his relationship with Tom Brady and how what they can relate on is winning. But one thing that he did throw shade on was about how he makes sure that his boy Gronk gets paid while he has to be on a contract that depends on incentives. And now he's dealing with these type of things. And you know, Antonio Brown has kind of taken the story of the NFL as of this week, but playoffs are set now, so that's kind of taking its shape now. But we're gonna see how
who got eliminated.
We're gonna see how this whole Antonio Brown debacle affects the Bucks, as now they gotta play who, Byron?
The Bucks. They're.
It does, bro. The Bucks receiving core is all out. The entire receiving core for the Bucks is out.
Really?
What a different team. I don't know about this. I don't know about
He's about to pick up
I
a guy from the
I don't know if
street.
Bruce Arians can do the same thing.
He's
Bro,
about to pick up a guy from the
Bro,
street.
you guys are giving Tom Brady. First of all, Tom Brady was not the one that would pick him off the street. It was Bill Belichick. It was Bill Belichick the one that pick him off the street. Bruce Arians, I don't know if he's capable of that type of coaching, if I'm being honest with you. He's actually the ones that sign players and cuts players. That's why he told. He's he's his own GM, right? He don't got a GM.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. But it's also not Tom Brady. It's also not Tom Brady the one bringing him off the tree and just like.
No, but I wouldn't doubt Tom Brady. What did you get out of doubting Tom Brady last year? Look what he got.
Who do he have on his squad, bro? What do you mean? What did AB say in that interview, bro? It takes a collective, and you were just saying that in the car, though, bro. What you mean?
Who's the one that went back there repeatedly? He just was there a couple years ago with another team, and then AB wasn't in the Super Bowl 3 years ago.
Nope. Hey, but you know who? You know again, and what's the name that I gave right before this? Bill Belichick was able to keep the Rams in 9 points.
Bill Belichick is keeping his rookie quarterback in waters right now, but that doesn't mean he's gonna get a Super Bowl.
That doesn't mean at all.
That's like the conversation of Phil Jackson and Kobe. Did Kobe win a championship without Phil?
Nope. But did Phil win one without Jordan or Kobe?
That's the difference. That's the difference in Tom Brady. He don't if he won it without Bill Belichick. Damn, bro.
Hey, but then again, bro, look who his receiving core was. Let's take a look at all that. They had a good defense as well. All that.
I quoted Antonio Brown. What he said is that you can't be that good without having anybody. But like I said,
and I think that's why it's really gonna test this.
He's made nobody's
look good.
Look good, bro. Edelman is one guy that I just like, bro. He was a short ass wide receiver, came out of nowhere and just started balling, bro. Ever since then, I was like, why doubt this guy? But you're like, I'm gonna reiterate. I said in the car, you're right. I said this in the car.
But even with Julian Edelman, that dude had Gronk with him too, and all these. He had a lot of people around him.
You need a right receiver to catch the ball. Without them, you're not gonna beat much. But like I told you in the car, it was still nobody's. Because Gronk wasn't that good. He came out. I feel like Gronk is what made Tom Brady that good.
Nah, Gronk didn't just come out of nowhere either.
All right, bro. Let us know who actually made it.
So after some wild games this weekend, we had the Rams versus the Niners, which that game had some contingency on if
That
whether or
that
not
broke
whether or
Byron's
not
heart, bro.
whether or not the Saints were gonna make it.
Yes, it did.
And not just broke Byron's heart, it broke the Rams fans' heart out there, including Manny. He's crying in silence and whatnot, but it's okay because his team still makes it, so he's not that upset. And they get to play the Cardinals this weekend, or on Monday Night Football next week, the first Monday night playoff game, as of I know. Then the 49ers are gonna have a classic matchup versus the Cowboys this Sunday, and the wild card. The Steelers were able to make it because they beat the Ravens, and then the Raiders and the
Raiders.
Chargers. Well, 'cause he has another game. Raiders and the Chargers. If they would have tied, they both would have
He
made it
wins
to
the Super Bowl.
So the crazy thing about this weekend was that if the Colts lost, the Steelers won, and then the Raiders and the Chargers tied, then it was all these scenarios. So the Colts actually lost, the Steelers won, so the Steelers got their spot in there. But then they were waiting to see whether the Raiders were gonna or the Chargers one team was gonna win or if they're gonna tie, and they were damn near close to tying. And from what is being said right now, the Raiders were actually willing to take the tie. And
What do you mean? It went overtime.
They were tied in overtime.
Mm.
So they were willing to take the tie. The clock was running,
It was like 30 seconds, I think.
and the Chargers took a timeout.
Yeah.
And that gave the Raiders enough time to make another play, get the ball advanced, and then score that field goal. But the Raiders were I think they were willing to do it. And then the Chargers, right now the Chargers are being everybody's giving shit to the head coach for taking that timeout because if the clock would have ran out, it would have been a tie game. Both teams would have been in the playoffs. The Steelers would have been home, and it would have been Big Ben's last game. But since that didn't happen, they took that timeout, and all that happened. Now the Raiders will be playing the Bengals this Saturday, along with the Patriots versus the Bills. And the Patriots and the Bills have had a good couple of games this year. But now we're gonna see who really is gonna be able to move on. We'll see if Bill Belichick is able to close out that rivalry that he has with the Bills
Is it
head
in
coach.
Buffalo?
I think it is. Yep, it's in Buffalo's. Yep.
Está bostejando con los ojos cerrados. Ni la cámara moría el cabrón.
Eagles Bucks though.
Estaba movía la cámara pero con el dedo en la cara.
And then the two teams that are getting a bye week this week will be the Packers and the Titans. And the Titans get a week to rest, and they get Derrick Henry back once all this is said and done. It's a good question because I think both teams can win this first round.
Brady's team has too many injuries.
Byron's
though.
taking too long.
Patriots.
Yeah, the Bucks have too many injuries. The Bills. The Bucks have too many injuries though.
The Eagles have actually been playing really good, actually. Yep. I mean, you're forgetting that this Eagles team, they beat Brady, yeah. No, but they're doing it with their running game and pretty much, yeah, that's how the Eagles have managed to get to the. It's the Niners Cowboys.
That's a
Look,
classic.
right now, this
Cowboys.
is the Cowboys' game to lose right now.
They might actually make it.
I don't think so. They've been way too inconsistent. The Niners right now are riding a wave, I feel like, especially after beating the Rams. Nah, bro. The NFC? Are you kidding me? In the NFC? It would either be the Bucks or the Rams, or depending on the seeding, I'll have to see right now if they would
think it
play the
depends on the
Packers,
seeding.
bro. Yeah. I would need to see who's the lowest seed because they're I think it would be 12-5. It would be well, Packers have home court. Home field advantage. Depends on
For
who they
one game.
play, bro. Yeah, it depends on who they. Right? For this game,
Thus
they do.
far.
For against the Niners, they do. Oh man, this is what I want to see because sometimes these things are what confuse me. I know that it's all about like playoff bracket. All right, so the way it works here is yep, they're the ones that have the bye week.
You know what? I always felt like the Super Bowl team should have the first spot.
The what?
Super Bowl winners, the last
The prior
That's if they make
prior
it.
winner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they make it, I feel like they should have a bye.
Nah, that'd be that. That makes no sense to me. It's all about the rate because it's about who was the first seed in each in each conference. So the Packers would play the lowest seed that wins. So let's say that the Bucks win. Let's say the Cowboys win, and let's say the Rams win. The lowest
They'll
seed
play
in
the
that.
Rams.
Yeah, they play the Rams most likely. No, the Rams would play the Packers. The Cowboys would probably play the Bucks. Well, their Rams and Cowboys are both. Yeah, so they would play the Rams. So they are the lower seed. Interesting. Yeah, so the NFC for me is the one that's is pretty kind of deep in there because all these teams have shown this season that they got it. On the AFC side, I expect the Bengals to beat the Raiders just because the Raiders have also been an inconsistent team, and then Joe Burrow's just showing that he can get it done, especially with Joe Mixon doing
And
what he
that
does.
wide receiver Chase.
Yeah. Man, the Bills and the Patriots. Oh man, I think the Patriots gonna take that care of that. Steelers, Chiefs. Chiefs most likely will take that, and then the Titans. If they get Derrick Henry back, they have handled a lot of teams this season. So, it's I see the NFC being a lot more tougher for any team. The Cowboys, any team, honestly. Even the Packers, even though they're the number one seed, anyone they have to face, they're gonna have to really get it. And what would you guys say? Do you guys think a bye week is always the best thing to go through, or do you think you guys lose momentum?
You could lose momentum.
Because, for example, Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown a pick this season, right, Byron? Or he
thrown
has
4.
He's thrown 4,
Two
and
to the Saints.
there you go. So he hasn't thrown many though.
Yes.
That's a pretty low number for a QB, and that could easily change after a week of not competing and whatnot.
Not staying in form.
Yep, well, you could be informed, but competing. Getting those looks when the defense is coming after you. You can stay loose throughout the week during practice, but once it's game speed and all that stuff, it's that's where I feel like it could be different. They're just lucky they're not playing against. Because even all these defenses, man, who would you say has the best defense in the NFC right now besides the Packers? If the Saints would have been there, I would have said the Saints.
I think it's between
The Rams on paper they do, but they've been fucking they let the run game do its.
I would say it's between the Bucks or the Cowboys.
Cowboys have had actually a good secondary, really good secondary. Against the Rams.
Hey, they won the Rams, bro. They beat them, bro.
Yep. And so far with everything going on, MVP race right now is gonna be with who? Nah, I just said they're gonna lose to the Bengals, bro, for sure. They're going to
I got the
Cincinnati.
Bengals on that one too.
Bengals are gonna win that, bro. Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, this is gonna make it happen, bro.
I feel like the momentum that the Raiders have, they lost their head coach. Then the shit that they've been going through with off the field.
Yeah, the DUIs.
They're
Yeah.
still fucking in that playoffs, bro.
That's just because how trash. That's just honestly. That's just because how trash the AFC was this year.
Broncos suck, but still.
Everybody, bro. The Chiefs made it there like through Pansasso too.
I would not put anything past that momentum that they built. The fact that they've gone through every obstacle on and off the field, and they still made it to the playoffs.
Nah, you know why they made it to the playoffs too, Enzo? Because they added another fucking playoff spot to this year. There's two more teams. You don't notice? There's two more teams in there. There's the wild card. There's
That could have been about the Broncos
They ain't gonna make it though. No, they're not. It's cool. It's cool. Did they play this season by any chance?
Who, the Raiders and the Bengals?
Yeah.
I don't think they did. Wait.
No, they didn't.
They haven't faced each other. Just click on the Raiders and see their schedule.
In Cincinnati.
In Cincy.
They did actually. On November 21st, the Bengals beat the Raiders 32-13 in Vegas. Yeah, man, I see the Bengals doing just because they have those pieces that you need, man. The run game, the quarterback,
The wide receiver.
Derek Caramela, I think he's really bad. I think he's really bad just because of what John Gruden did to him. John Gruden really downplayed him, but I think when Jack Del Rio was there, he was using Derek Carr to his full potential. So that's what I will say about Derek Carr, because I think he is a good quarterback, but John Gruden wasn't the best thing for him. But yeah, Lakers signed Stanley Johnson to another 10-day contract, and it looked good for 4 games. Went on a 4-game winning streak against a couple teams. We got to go see them play. Enzo and I and my sister, we got to go see them play against the Atlanta Hawks. Hey man, but it's been a trend now against the Grizzlies.
John Morant, bro. John Morant.
Yep. Currently sitting at the 4th seed, I think, or 5th seed. Yeah, once I think so far. But right now they got the upper hand right now.
And now I think that's when John Morant
had
4th
to seed.
step out.
No, John Morant missed the game winner that game. He missed the free throw.
True.
You right.
Tired legs.
You right. But he dropped 40 then, I believe. Yeah.
To me, I feel like
I feel bad for LeBron, bro. Dropping all these 30 points
bro,
in every game.
he's playing
I don't feel bad for him. I feel like he's been playing the best in the NBA. All the last
at center.
at center, bro.
Defensively, he's horrible, but yeah.
But it's because he has to carry their offensive load. Bro.
Yeah.
And also he's playing center. So when we went to go see them, and so Trae Young was throwing lobs to Kim Capella. He got like 14 assists just off of that.
You also have to understand that LeBron was nowhere in the vicinity for those lobs. Because he does it, they're playing like a zone defense.
No, true, but I just feel like
Man-to-man because of the fact
they
that
were just
they're
able to,
small players.
yeah, they were able to exploit. That's my point. Compared to they exploited it for a good amount of time because we're ending the second quarter. Hey, we're ending the second quarter and it was like a 2-point game at the end of the second. I was like, bro, you guys better not do this where the whole game gets lopsided because of some poor defense. Hey man, let's not forget to give credit to Malik Monk, who went off as well, bro. Malik Monk went off. Avery Bradley went off.
deserves
Taylor Horton
to
Tucker
stay?
went off.
Does he deserve to stay?
But we went there, bro, so we gotta talk about it. We was there live, bro. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about things
So
we
does
saw.
Malik Monk deserve to stay?
And I want to say this first and foremost, guys. I just gotta say this because it's like, you know, we do criticize these players. We talk all this crap and all this stuff, but when being there, Enzo, don't you feel like you see them like actually there? And I'm like, damn, these people are just human, just like us. It's crazy to think about that. No, but it just puts it in. It puts it into. Oh yeah, it's different. You cut these people, but
Literally, I was DMing
oh yeah, one of the players.
Henry on the Hawks, and he didn't get back to me until after the game.
Well, I guess I'm speaking for myself then. But for myself, when it comes to that, I'm
I
like,
know that they're like,
I see that, I'm like, damn, they real humans.
use the restroom real quick and then go run to the bathroom right during the haircut. So that tells me, yeah.
You human, yeah, bro. Well, you get that experience and I don't.
I mean, you've met John Sadi, bro.
Yes, I have.
So you got that experience. You saw the humanity in it.
Definitely.
You've been to DJ.
Definitely. But I'm talking about someone that's currently playing in the NBA and that we criticize because I haven't done a podcast talking about how John Sadi played the night before. So that's what I'm talking about. That's a whole different lane for me. I'm talking about we come and do podcasts about all these athletes and all that stuff, and then you go see them perform and it's like, oh damn, like, you know what I mean? That's just a perspective I got this day. That we're not. And like again, it's different. It's different when you see them in person from seeing them on. Yeah. You don't get what I'm saying. Do you get what I'm saying, Manny?
Just say you're starstruck. That's what you're
Nah,
Yeah.
bro, it's not even just that. No, bro, you go to the game and you see these people there live compared to just seeing them thing.
That I probably would be like that if I was up close and personal would be Kobe or LeBron. I'd be like, oh, or Jordan, you know.
And that's one person we went to go see, bro, LeBron.
But like,
We're just talking about how the age that he is at 37 and he's doing all this stuff.
That I was that up high, it didn't feel like that for me.
I mean, you can still see these motherfuckers.
He's
But
like,
all right,
he's like, I need to be baseline to feel like that.
One game when we went to see Kyrie and LeBron, they were there, and then I think that's the game when we went.
nah, that was
We were
nah,
in the suite, yeah, bro. We were in the suite.
nah, it wasn't for that one.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, we were in the suite, no.
No,
So where was it when we were in the suite?
it was a preseason game against Portland.
With who did I go with then? That I was.
Probably someone else. But Jimmy Butler got injured, and this is gonna really affect Miami Heat right now because
Bro, we went to some list last week.
no, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. The list is right here.
I wasn't here.
The list is right
Mm.
here, and I don't see anything about Jimmy Butler on the list right here. The list is right here, bro. It just happened within this week, bro. What are you talking about? No, we haven't. Manny, have we talked about it?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
we haven't talked about it, bro.
I don't recall, but
I'll show you. The list is right there, bro. It's not on there.
anywho, Jimmy Butler it ruins the position of Miami. How long is he out for?
So I'm trying to look at because they're talking about for a significant amount of time, at least 6 weeks or something like that. I think he could be out.
For the rest of the season?
Yeah,
How did he get injured?
saying it's his knee.
Non-contact or contact?
I think it was a contact injury. I'm trying to look for this. I just had an article for it. Ankle injury.
It's an ankle injury. Oh, you can come back from ankle injuries.
Isn't that what has AD out right now?
A knee injury.
Knee injury.
But AD's a different situation. He's injury prone.
Well, that one was a contact injury, so that's a different thing. Anybody would get hit with that. But it's going to be, the East is, I wonder if there's going to be any trades in that side of the town. Because we still got Ben Simmons there.
It's been very silent and quiet, though.
Well, the Bulls are the ones making the noise for the most part at the top seed, but we've seen those top seeds go down. But LeBron's not there anymore, so we'll see. Klay Thompson made his return last night.
17 points in 20
20
minutes.
Yep. Efficiency.
Yep.
And Kyrie also made his season debut against the Indiana Pacers. And it's quickly showing why they need him.
Well, yeah, he's the glue of the team. He does a better job than Harden.
Chauncey Billups calls him the most skilled point guard ever. What would you say to that, Enzo?
Kyrie?
Yeah.
Nah, but the way he sets up, though, don't you think Kyrie's like better at setting up?
No, because I mean, what are you setting up? What?
Setting up the plays, looking for the open man.
Kyrie's a one-on-one player. He's not a setup player, bro. Curry can at least get his team involved because he's that lethal threat from the three.
True. Very, very true.
That's it.
Kyrie
No, you got a point.
Kyrie's skill and handle is like a and one.
Yeah, he can take you one-on-one and then he'll lay it up. Yeah.
Break you down, but I feel like when it's all
Even have you seen the shots too? Like how much he like leans his body too. Those shots are crazy.
Even in that sense, he's so inspired by Kobe because of that, like the fadeaway.
Yeah.
Like the shimmy on the fadeaway, and he's such a small player, but he's good at fadeaways because of his inspiration to Kobe. But I feel like his handle is the best ever, right? For sure. But when it's all said and done, I feel like Curry's handle is just gonna be just as good. But what's better, a 2 or a 3?
3.
You feel me? And this is like that.
This is the time that you die by the 3, right?
And then this is the other thing. Curry changed the game.
Yeah.
And Kyrie's a phenom ball handler, but like
He hasn't done nothing new.
yeah, bro. Like Allen Iverson's done that. Tim Hardaway's done that. Curry's doing that. Chris Paul's been a crossover guy. Like all these dudes have been crossing people over for the longest, but I don't know. Chauncey Billups said he's gonna be the most skilled. He said what was the quote?
Kyrie Irving is the most skilled point guard ever.
Okay, he's the most skilled point guard, not the most skilled point guard ever. Because to me, the most skilled point guard ever is LeBron James.
Facts. All right, well, Manny,
Mhm.
wrap it up. Let's tell me about some football.
Wrap it up, damn, like that. Damn, don't break my
What's-
heart.
That's the
sir.
last segment, brother.
Yeah, bro. What about DeAndre Jordan?
That's
What
not
about DeAndre Jordan getting traded? What about Kem Bazemore
I
getting
heard them
traded?
getting cut, not traded.
What about maybe THT and Kendrick Nunn putting in a package? Those are rumors.
Rumors.
They're out there, and that's why it says rumors. Rumores. Déjame susurrar mis rumores en tu oído.
All right, tell me the rumor about Coutinho, though.
That's not a rumor, bro. That's a fact, bro.
All right, so what is it?
He said that in his words, he was like, "F Barcelona, I'm out this bitch. I want to return to England." So basically, he decided to take a loan offer to Aston Villa, which I was kind of shocked because Aston Villa is not the greatest club to go to. I mean, when he was in the Premier League, he played for Liverpool, so I'm like, he could have gone to a top club. Yeah, he just wants out. He went to Aston Villa, and basically, the coach for Aston Villa is Steven Gerrard, which, famous Liverpool player. So, I mean, we'll see what he ends up doing in Aston Villa. He's officially not sold. He's there on a loan. Aston Villa is going to pay 65% of his wages. Barcelona is still going to pay the rest of the wages. And we'll see what ends up happening in summer after the loan is up, because it's just for the remainder of the season. So we'll see if in summer he ends up going somewhere else. But yeah, he just doesn't want to be at Barcelona. I wonder what makes him hate Barcelona that much. The other thing, this was kind of like a rumor. It wasn't official, but Real Madrid made like a 15 million bid for Mbappe. Just a rumor out there.
Mbappe.
Trippier ends up signing for Newcastle. He ends up leaving Atletico Madrid. There's other players that Newcastle wants to get. We'll end up seeing what ends up happening. And then a few crazy things that happened this weekend. With the few games that happened. One of the biggest shocks was Nottingham Forest knocking out Arsenal out of the FA Cup. Especially because Nottingham Forest, is a lower division club, and to be able to knock out Arsenal with a 1-0, I mean, it's amazing for them. They continue their journey in the FA. The other thing that happened in Italy, worst defense that could ever happen. It was the game versus Juventus versus Roma. Roma was beating Juventus 3-1. And it was minute 77. From minute 77 to minute 84, within 7 minutes, Juventus ended up scoring 3 goals that made it into 4-3. One of the craziest things, it seems like a FIFA game to watch. Like, how do you get scored on 3 goals in 7 minutes? Crazy to watch. They end up losing. They end up, winning the game, Juventus. They even went down to 10 men, and they still kept that win. So, a lot of crazy stuff that happened in that game. A lot of controversy. But, yeah, it's just crazy to see that type of games.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys very much for joining us on Sports Wave.
Adios.
We're gonna have another week next week. Join us. Follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe.
Check us out on YouTube.
Yes, sir. Twitch. Peace out.